Cookie here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
Super pumped for, tomorrow's episode, the next episode, which will be 341. John and Christy Oakey will be with us again, the Oak Zone.
Yeah.
So that'll be tomorrow, the next one. This is episode 340.
Right. And obviously we know that because we've already talked to them. But that's okay. That's okay because they got so much stuff going on. It's going to be hilarious. It is hilarious. Trust me.
Stories of them fighting in public. And, John, very public person. People know who's John. So it's hilarious.
One thing that we did talk about, but I wanted to make mention of today as well, because it was mentioned yesterday. I don't know what I did with my papers. Anyway, had a couple people pointing out that there was more than one story about a child being snatched by a live critter. One was about a cat. That was the one you saw. Mm-hmm. I didn't see that one. I heard about the one that had to do with the coyote, and you laughed at me.
I did laugh because I didn't think I hadn't heard the one of the coyote. And,
yes. And so and
again, I thought it was because you were you were thinking that a coyote or a wolf could climb a tree.
But I did want to mention though that I read more about this, read up on it, and I know we kind of touch on it in the next couple episodes as well. But I enjoy doing that because I just want to say, I told you so. Anyway,
every time, anytime you get a chance,
we'll repeat it in several episodes. But the coyotes, they actually had put out a warning to people about these coyotes. That one lady had a 3-season porch, and a coyote approached the porch and tried to get inside to her dogs, her small dogs. And at first, when it was coming toward her, it appeared smaller, and she thought it was a dog. Which, of course, and I don't mean to laugh because it's a serious situation, makes me think of the woman that opens up her patio door and calls in her kitty cat, and the raccoon runs in
because she doesn't
have her glasses on.
She needs to go see Kugler Vision,
right? Okay. But this lady caught the mistake before the coyote got inside, and then some other people were approached as well by the coyotes, and they were putting out warnings to watch your children, keep your pets inside. Because obviously these coyotes, they didn't know if it was one or many, what it was. And then this family, a guy, his wife, and their 3 kids were out hiking, and the coyote appeared and went for one of the kids and got him by the jacket. I don't know if they don't know yet if he's rabid,
the kid?
Or the dog, the coyote, or if he was and we say this again, wild animals ever approach you, there's something seriously wrong.
Even there was a video of a guy that was walking to his mailbox, and a doe deer came out of the woods and was letting him pet her, and it made me nervous. That's not right. It's cute. It's this and that. It's not right.
Don't touch them.
No.
Don't interact, right? Just no. But this guy, and he's in his 40s, he hit the coyote. And he ended up with some scratch and bite marks on his arms as well. But he was able to knock the coyote down and then grabbed it. And he did kill it with his bare hands. That's
a savage dude, man. He goes after his kid. It's like he probably saw red and just went after it.
You have to wonder, you always wonder, am I fight or flight or freeze? Because some people are freeze.
Yeah. I think I'd be more, in a situation like that, I'd be more flight. But if it actually
get free and run,
if it attacked one of the kids, it'd be because
would you want to go back and grab it?
I would never. Well, I would never go back. But I think that's what it is with the rabid part of it. They're not thinking straight. Like if that would happen and the animal wasn't rabid, like a shark or a bear, whatever, they're not sick. Then something happens. There's craziness, and then they take off. But a rabid animal just keeps coming and coming. So you have to get your kid to run, and then you protect the kid, whatever.
Because really, it is ultimately it's a good thing that he did. Because then they can check the animal to see if it was rabid. So they have that. They have the
animal.
That's
a good thing.
That's the good side. But I don't think it's advisable to finish the job.
Yeah, just get out of there.
Get out of there. Yeah, because you're right.
I'm so scared. Just growing up, I just threw my pen across the. Wow,
straight at me.
That was weird. I was going to adjust, and it hooked on the bottom of the desk and helicoptered across the room. But growing up in the country, you would see animals all over the place, and I had a fear of, and I'm still not a fan of, just stray dogs. Just because usually in the country, it was sad that people would drop off these dogs from the city, drop them off out there.
Dump them.
And dump them. And we just let them fend for themselves. They'd be hungry and scared.
Oh, they'll go to a farmer's house.
Well, and that's what they would try to do to us. That's what they'd try to do to us. They'd find a place to go. But until then, I mean, I had an instance where there was one, I don't think it was Rabit. He was just aggressive, very aggressive dog, was in our yard, and it freaked me out when I was little. So then flash forward like 10 years, maybe. I don't remember. I was probably like 10. You should drive them.
Maybe a little more.
Okay. Maybe maybe I was 3. We flash forward 5 years. I don't remember.
Okay.
I was old. Oh my gosh. Well, the rest of the story I was probably like 11 because I was driving a lawnmower tractor.
He was 28.
Okay. It was last week. I would drive our little tractor everywhere. Go drive with my grandparents, drive it around, little lawnmower, right? So one time I was out driving and I was on our gravel road, and my family and my grandparents were the only ones on this gravel road. So I would drive the tractor down to like the half-mile line, turn around and come back. That was like my thing. I'd cruise, looking for
County
chicks.
Road D.
Yep. Just looking to get picked off by somebody. But one time I'm down there and full fourth gear, wide open. That thing goes about 2 miles an hour, right? Just a lawnmower. So I'm down at the half-mile line, and I see this thing down the road coming towards me, and it's a dog. It's a wild dog or whatever. And it ended up being a nice dog, but I didn't know. You just don't know what you don't know.
Well, they're generally dogs that are in the country that are roaming free. You don't know if they're starving,
exactly,
sick, right? And if they're domesticated animals, they may be friendly, but you really just don't know what they've already been through. And if they're coming to you, you don't know at the time whether it's a dog or a coyote.
And I didn't give. You didn't
care.
Dog or coyote to me, at that age, and even now, if we're out in the front, I remember the story I told a while ago. We were living here in Omaha, and the kids and I were out eating a picnic on our porch. Remember, and the dog just stumbled up onto our porch. This big, huge, humongous, typically a mean breed of dog. And I got the kids in the house right away.
Right.
Dog came up, ate our lunch. Right. Ended up being.
And he actually could have ate your lunch.
He would.
But he
was
didn't.
Huge. So, and ended up being our neighbor's dog. Got away. I hadn't met him yet. Anyway, it was fine. But anyway, so I'm on this the tractor. I see this dog coming toward me, and I instantly start freaking out because I'm fat and I'm scared to death of dogs, and I know I'm not going to be able to run home. So I turn wide open, fourth gear, and this dog's obviously catching me, right? And it was a big dog. I want to say Great Dane, but I don't know if it was that.
Saint Bernard?
No, it wasn't like that. If it had been a Cujo dog like that, I would have flipped. Because Cujo, that's what gave me this fear of dogs. Rabid dogs was that movie Cujo. So
that's so hard to watch that scene now.
It's just that's a scary movie
because the way they did it, as far as the effects that they used on the dog, you can tell the dog's not mean.
Right.
And they've added.
He's actually
they've added slobber and snot on his face and some red stuff to make it look like he's bleeding and this and that, and the dog's hitting his head into the side of
licking the side. Yeah.
It's kind of hard.
But when you're at 9, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
So anyway, I turn around, I get back to my parents' house, and the dog was gaining on me, but it was to the point where I knew that I had time to not go to the driveway, cut through the ditch, and get into the front yard. And as soon as I got within, I know I can make it from the tractor to the house before the dog. I jumped off the tractor. Didn't stop the tractor.
Of course.
And when you're on a riding lawnmower, when you lift up on the seat, it only shuts off the engine when the blades are engaged. The blades weren't engaged, so that bee kept on going. And I ran up, I jumped, I got into the house, and I sit in there and I see this dog. It doesn't even look at the house. Just tick, 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 tick. Keeps on going right by the house. Didn't pay attention. Wasn't mean.
Didn't want you.
Totally fine. And then I hear a and my mom and dad were like, "What is that?" And I go, "The tractor." And it had turned itself and had hit a bush and was hitting and just kept the wheels just going tick, 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 hitting our house, hitting our house.
Oh my God! Hitting the house.
Yeah, there's a bush between it, so it didn't do any damage to either thing. But yeah, so
you're lucky.
So I've always been scared of being in the middle of the country or being anywhere and being where you can't get away from a wild dog or a wild animal that's rabid.
And there have been cases. You hear about where dogs find each other and they become a little pack. And for some ranchers, it's a real problem because once they kill, unfortunately, they'll keep killing. They'll go for the weakest or the smallest, and unfortunately, it's just because they've been left and they have to figure out a way to eat.
Yeah.
It's not their fault, but it is. It's scary, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just scary. And it's funny is I have another dog-related story for you. Remember Susan Pupman?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Was the rescued dog.
Oh, yeah.
Back east, Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Pittsburgh.
Philadelphia, whatever.
Yep.
Anyway, her owner just posted a new video, and I see so many people's names that I recognize that follow him and her story. Follow her page, Susan Pupman, on Facebook and probably on Instagram. I haven't seen.
It's
all
on
those,
Instagram for sure. That's
and
what
definitely
it is
on Twitter. Same way as he's doing a great job posting everything. And she had to go to the dentist yesterday, and finally had gained enough weight and was in good enough health that they could put her under. And the doctor said, we'll just have to monitor till she can, because it's been about a month. And so she was okay to be put under so they could take care of her teeth.
Oh, that's good.
And so they did. And they discovered they had to end up taking out 17 teeth.
Jeez.
And there were 8 roots because other teeth had broken and the root hadn't come out with it.
Oh, man.
And so they had 17 teeth and 8 roots that they removed. So she essentially has no teeth left on the top and a few on the bottom. But the vet said that, which is true, she can be on wet food. And generally when dogs eat anyway, they don't chew their food. Yeah. If it's kibble, it doesn't matter. If it's kibble, if it's dry, wet, it doesn't. They really don't. They just lap it up and swallow it.
Yeah.
They very rarely chomp, 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 chomp. Jack still does every once in a while like a puppy. Because it's like a puppy thing. They and he still does kind of chew his food just a little bit. But anyway, she's on wet food and she's doing really well. But they had the little video said it'd probably be 2 or 3 days before she feels better enough to get up. But she's in some pain. She's got pain meds, and it might take a couple weeks before everything gets healed up.
I'm glad that she's getting better.
I know, and then
awesome.
she got all that taken care of and had a lot of damage just from living on the streets and eating whatever, and having zero care. So she's doing really well. But the other thing he's doing is he's promoting Adopt, Don't Shop, and telling people not any particular kennel or clinic or, rescue or anything like that. He's just promoting if you have room for a dog in your life, see if you can't find one and take them in. And so he's been keeping track, and that he knows of so far, 15 dogs, a cat, and 2 guinea pigs. Have been credited to her, to Susan Pupman, and being adopted.
That's awesome. So all that money in that GoFundMe really has paid off. That's cool.
And the money, true, is going to continue to take care of her. And like they said, once they get her back to 100% or as close as we can, then they'll donate some to the any charities that are out there as well. But I just thought it was kind of neat that
is cool.
They followed through, and they're doing such a good job on social media of keeping everybody updated what's going on.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Kugler Vision is a proud supporter of our podcast, and we couldn't be more proud to be associated with such a great group of people.
Just put words in their mouth. Go right ahead.
They are proud.
Just go right ahead. Put words in their mouth. We love having them as a supporter too. And we talk about them not only when we're telling you some of the great things they can do for you, but they come up in conversation quite often just because they're good people and we trust them. When it comes to doing anything with your eyes, you want the best. You want somebody who is at the forefront of the latest technology, which they are. When it comes to any kind of procedure that they do as far as corrective procedures, there's 7 different kinds that they do. I think most people, when they say LASIK, they think it's just one thing.
Right.
And I get it, and whatever it is, when you go in and do your consultation, you'll find out which potential procedures are best for you or your best options.
And maybe you went in and you were told 10 years ago, like, well, you're not a candidate. I was, I had astigmatism.
You were told that.
And I was told that. And so then I went, technology changed. And this was even before they had 7 different procedures, and I was a candidate, and it was the best decision for my vision that I've ever made. And so you need to go back in, just kind of get a reboot and see if you are a candidate.
And even take our word for it. That'd be great. You can also take a look at over 600 positive patient reviews on their website at kuglervision.com. And their website is a great resource. Easy to navigate, a lot of information. You can learn a ton right there. And that's where you can also schedule your consultation.
You do. And when you do, just let them know that you heard it on the Pat and JT podcast.
Please do.
You schedule that consultation, get in, they'll get you a full workup, let you know what you're a candidate for.
Yeah.
And they'll take care of you.
What your problem areas are, what they can help you with, the whole 9 yards. It's really very informative, and if for no other reason than just to get a real good, clear picture, so you can see what you could see in 2020.
That's enough of the puns.
It is 2020.
Oh my God. KuglerVision.com. Get that consultation. And again, let them know that you heard it on the Pat and JT podcast. Texts are coming in 402-403-9478 from Mari, a.k.a. Mary on JT's Nuts, your Toon Blast team.
Yes.
She said, hey, Pat and JT, listening to episode 339, cracking up laughing about the mountain lion or wolf or the coyote. She says, shocker, and she came to this realization, shocker, 2 different stories combined into one story. You guys make me laugh every single day. So they were.
It really was.
It really, two stories combined into one.
Didn't even realize it.
This is from Bailey. I'm a couple days behind on the podcast, but listening to JT talk about the circle. I'm a teacher, and last week we had a snow day. On Friday, I stayed up until 2:30 a.m. on Thursday morning watching it and finished the show Friday. Yeah. That's awesome.
It's funny is that I've had several people, and there were several others that wrote, tell me we're going to talk about the circle some more, because she just found it just this week and heard us talking about it and started watching it. And it's a really good show on Netflix, and it is a reality show. That's something new for them. And honestly, it's not mean-spirited. It takes a little conniving on their parts, but everybody did it in good faith, and I think everybody learned something too.
Who wants to watch a reality show that's not conniving?
That's why we watch
reality shows is catty and underhanded and shady, and you have a villain and you have somebody you love.
Yeah, it wasn't catty or anything like that. This was, but a lot of people really liked it, and they're hooked on it. So
I'll have to start watching it.
It is. It's good, and it's funny. Is my favorite characters changed as we were going on, but they had the original cast, and then there was new people brought in as other people got blocked, because it's all a social media app.
Love it.
Interesting.
Just like Bachelor in Paradise, where people get brought in all the time. 402-403-9478. This is from Lori. It says, this is why they only allow water and milk in the Senate.
Okay.
Gin and vodka and tequila took a lot. Like they taste, what? Gin, vodka, and tequila look a lot like water. There we go. Thank you, Lori. That is very funny. I know and we get into that with the Okies.
And you think about it, you have the milk, and if you replace your water with the vodka, and you drop in a couple of Hershey's Kisses, it's almost a bulldog.
It's like basically prison toilet wine.
Yes.
Prison toilet wine is almost wine. That is almost a bulldog.
That's from
hashtag almost a bulldog. That is hilarious. Okay, 402.
Or at least a White Russian or something like that.
Yeah, because White Russian is vodka, cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kahlua.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Okay, so see, we'll grab one more. Guys, I love that you guys are texting. So, texting, voicemail. I love how the voicemails have just gone because everybody texts, and God love you.
It's so funny. They were talking about cell phones too. Is that the one thing that's falling to the wayside is people using them as a phone.
Right. Yeah, it's my least favorite thing to do on my phone is actually talk on the phone. I can't. If I can get away from it, don't.
Absolutely.
Okay, it says, hi, Pat and JT. It's Casey, and I was listening to the episode where Pat talks about a guy who was watching porn on his dash. My aunt
driving.
One time, yeah, we were talking about that, and somebody had a laptop on a dashboard and was watching,
Awesome.
Yeah. It wasn't a missionary trip he was watching. My aunt one time saw a guy that was watching porn on a screen in his steering wheel. So we had the phone.
Oh, my God.
I've seen people sitting there with the phone right there in front on the steering wheel. I'm pretty sure it was a nice Cadillac. Anyway, love the podcast. Love what you guys are doing. Thank you very much, Casey. We appreciate that. 402-403-9478. You can text us.
Little Toon Blast update. Been a while.
Yeah.
Had another really successful weekend.
Okay, good.
How's your team been doing, Pat?
Pretty good. Actually, more than pretty good. We've been doing awesome. Me personally, because it's all about me, I'm now on level 2,116.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm doing very well.
Well, Janelle's been keeping track. I think she's the one that manages the spreadsheets.
Oh my gosh.
And I will say there were a couple of really interesting conversations going on. Do you know anything about something about plucking the feathers from the chicken dressed like a parrot? Does that ring a bell?
Oh, what?
Chicken dressed like a parrot.
A chicken dressed like a parrot? No, I have no idea.
There's a whole conversation going on about, oh my God, isn't it a chicken? I looked again, and I guess it's more of a horse with feathers.
Oh, it's a piñata, you guys. It's a piñata. Yeah, it's not, and it's not feathers. It's like I don't know what they are, but yeah, you have to hit it. You have to hit it 3 times with an arrow in order to get the piñata to explode and go away.
Got it. So according to Janelle, if my math is correct, we're only 6,326 points from that team. Only a matter of time now.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I said, yep. So hopefully Rusty Justice keeps their eye open. Way to go, guys. Jennifer then says, I live in Wisconsin, so please give me advance notice about the pizza party so I can take some vacation time.
PTO, yo. That's awesome.
I'm telling you, we catch you, we pass you, we're having pizza.
That's what level are you on now?
Look here, hold on. 150.
150. That's funny.
Shut up. Just
funny.
Shut up. I'm not at the bottom, so that's all that matters.
That is awesome.
There are 7 that are over level 1,000. And Janelle's one of our leaders. Yeah. Definitely.
My wife is now the #1 spot on the team. This is super hot, by the way. She is 3,573rd level.
Levels.
3,573rd level. And yes, she has a full-time job and she's hot. And she still finds time to be a producer. On Angie's second.
Toon Blast.
3533. Yeah, so it's
it's
awesome.
I need to figure out where she's doing the team totals. But anyway,
there's a total. Like you can see what your team score is. If you go under your little team deal and hit info, boink, it says team score 3,000. Ours is 34,005.
Oh, we're 28,003.
Yeah, you guys are close. That's fine. Hey,
I'm not. See, so we're maximizing. So you guys are floating through these levels with maybe 1 star.
Maybe. Hey,
you just. I don't care.
It's not about.
We're on a mission.
I'm like the Huskers. It's not about a quality win. It's a win's a win. I don't care if I beat Michigan by 1 point or Metro Tech
you aren't going to get pizza if you do that.
I don't care.
You aren't going to get pizza if you do that.
I'm good.
Good job, guys.
Yeah,
nicely done. So yeah,
that was nice. We hadn't had a Toon Blast update in a while.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, let me get my.
This should be
bonus.
This should be a big weekend.
There we go.
There we go.
Big old bonus.
Nice job.
Okay, so
you guys download Toon Blast. It's fun. All right, you guys, thanks for texting, emailing, hey@patandjt.com. The next couple of episodes will be the Okies, the Oak Zone, John and Christy Okie. It'll be super fun.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys.
The Oak Zone isn't out there yet.
Not yet. It's close.
We should mention, but we do talk about that this weekend and what's going on with that.
Yeah, I mean they're hilarious.
Yes.
So anyway, thank you guys for listening. Episode of the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast, a Parkville Media Production.